bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. All right. Today's Wednesday, March 21st, 2018. 80 days into the new year, just 285 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in downtown Burbank, California. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? All right. Let me explain what's going on. We had to make some adjustments in the schedule today. We had to move Yvonne Smith over to tomorrow night. There's reasons for that, and the bottom line is this. Grant Cameron is in town, and she is with Grant down in Orange County tonight for his presentation. So we moved Yvonne over to tomorrow night. Tonight we're going to do Fader Night, open lines all night long now. But John Rappaport will be here tomorrow night. Okay, so John's going to be here tomorrow night with his No More Fake Newsroom with Yvonne Smith. So that'll be tomorrow night's show, Thursday night. Tonight's going to be open lines all night long out of the gate. All right, now how is that? 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. We'll open up the phone lines at the bottom of the hour. We got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. And so I'll set the stages for all of that. Okay, so now, do you get what's going on? Tonight is Fader Night without John Rappaport. We're going old school, right? So, bottom of the hour, opening up the phone lines. Tomorrow night, John Rappaport's going to be here with his No More Fake Newsroom, followed by Yvonne Smith. Okay? Makes sense? All right. Man, we haven't done an old school, just straight into it, full night of phones in a long time. But tonight's the night that we're going to be doing an awful lot of talking. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio. That's simple enough. At JChurchRadio. Been drinking coffee all day. Before I get into all of this, it has now been raining in Los Angeles off and on for the past week, which is rare. Okay, it just never rains here. It doesn't. You never really hear me talk about that. Well, you do hear me talk about it when it happens because it's such a big deal, right? Okay. And especially after all the fires and everything else, we really need, it cannot rain enough here. But anyway, the last 2 days, it has rained nonstop 24 hours a day. Has not stopped. And they are predicting here in Southern California and where we are in the foothills of Burbank. I just sneezed live down the air. I was reaching for the cough button, didn't get to it in time. You just heard a Jimmy Church sneeze. Now, which goes back to my point. Now, do you believe me? It's been raining here for 2 days. And they are predicting between By the end of the day tomorrow, 10 inches of rain. Yeah, 10 inches of rain. With all of the fire areas around us in Burbank, all throughout Southern California, mudslides and craziness when it comes down like this. So we're dealing with that, and it's cold, it's rainy, it's wet, and it's just like fade to black coffee day. It's been coffee all day long. Okay. All right. Yeah, Contact in the Desert just tweeted out Yvonne Smith tonight. Yeah, Yvonne Smith is tomorrow night. She'll be here tomorrow night. Okay, and it's going to be a great show. I mean, having John Rappaport and Yvonne Smith in one night is absolutely stellar. Not on stellar, but stellar. Okay, and now where was I? Twitter, at JChurchRadio. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. Any questions or comments for the show tonight or any other night, use hashtag F2BQ. If you don't have TweetDeck, go get TweetDeck. If you're a new Twitter user and you're here because you've heard the show and now you've got a new Twitter account, well, you know all about TweetDeck. Get TweetDeck and then just hashtag F2B and say, I need some help. And then we'll come and help you. We'll get you all set up, okay? And if you look, like John, every time I mention that, John is on top of his game. He will bust out, and I'm retweeting that now, a picture of his setup there. Look at that. How big are those monitors? And it's funny, that's this shirt that I'm wearing now is, well, that's the shirt that I'm wearing. So he obviously just took this picture. It's pretty cool. There's his TweetDeck setup. See, that doesn't look like Twitter, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns of conversation going on at the same time. Pretty cool setup. So there you go. That's John's current setup in real time. All right, 10 inches. I have Wonderground this. I don't know what that means, but it's cool, Roger. And so I'm watching Twitter already click by. 27-inch monitors? Really? This is what I'll be doing. I've already been shopping, but I'm getting curved monitors. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these. And so what I have here in front of me, these 3 monstrosities, are going to be replaced with 3 curved monitors. And I'm hoping that with the monitor bar and everything that I've got set up, that'll be this really cool, round, semicircular thing. Yeah, I don't have to do it, but I want to do it. Yeah, so I'm going to have the curved monitor set up. I can't get rid of the laptops because each one of these laptops, and there's 3 here, it's 3 different computers that do 3 different things. And that would mean 3 more curved monitors with computer. Oh, man. So can't do it. I've got to stick with these. I don't know what we're going to do. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go 3 curved. I'm going to go 3 curved next week or the week after as soon as I can figure that out. Where am I? It's Fader Night, everybody. We're going to do Fader Night tonight, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Yvonne Smith and John Rappaport. Tonight is not John Rappaport and not Yvonne Smith. It's going to be open lines at the bottom of the hour. Okay. Now, where am I? Big breaking news. So before I get to all of this, what went down today on this planet, which was absolutely crazy. I started talking about this last night, and of course I'm talking about Zuckerberg. He surfaced today. We're going to talk about that and his comments and what that means. I've got his full statement here. I'm going to get to that in just a second. You can also email throughout the show, Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com. Last night I was talking about Facebook's most valuable asset is what it knows about you, right? That's what and it's a very important point to make here, that it sells that data. It sells that data to companies and advertisers and pretty much anybody that's going to pay for it. And listening to Zuckerberg's response to that today was pretty telling. And I cannot stress enough the issues with different social platforms out there, which goes from everything from Facebook all the way over to Twitter and YouTube and everything in between. There's issues with them individually. OnStellar is not going to have these issues. And I've got to tell you, this whole data thing and advertisers and I'm just not so sure, what Facebook started off to be which was putting your personal data out there, your life and your family and your photos and friends and everything about you, putting it out there in public. It all seems so cool and innocent. But I don't know, in 2004, and then, of course, 2006, 2007, when the platform launched, this is only 2018, that they would grow to 2 billion users in, 10, 11, 12 short years. And what that ultimately involves in the end, which is an awful lot of data on just about every other person on the planet. That's crazy. That's crazy. And so once you get that kind of pull and that kind of influence, everybody is involved. I don't care if it's a government agency, different large corporations out there, whether it's cars or alcohol or food or entertainment, whatever it is, they want your influence and they want your data and they want to be able to sell ads back effectively to the right people, right? Okay, so that's an obvious thing. But they come at you big with advertising dollars. And then they want to buy the data. So you get to double dip. You sell them the data, and then you sell them the ads. You're double dipping. It's an incredible business model. And then you have the other part, the psychological profiling that goes on. And they got busted. So we're going to talk about that tonight, and I can't wait to take your phone calls. But now we have on Stellar. Right? And the perfect situation. It's the perfect situation. On Stellar, which we already knew, this platform was built to be on the blockchain, open source, built for the community, monetized correctly, built on the blockchain, our own token, and our supernatural knowledge community, which is, it could be hundreds of millions of people, right? Pulling all of us together because we care about each other onto this platform. That's influential. That's great. And we'll be able to do that and not have censorship or corporate control or anything like that. So think about that, right? And then of all the things that could have happened while this platform was in development, and we launched it just last week on this show, last Wednesday, if you think about this. We announced it last Monday. We did the launch on Wednesday. Here we are on Wednesday, a week later. Things have completely spun out of control. Our memberships and registrations, it's not memberships, the registrations have gone through the roof. And it's because Facebook is helping us advertise. YouTube, taking down channels and censorship, is helping us advertise. Twitter, shadow banning, is helping us advertise. Think about that. It's like perfect, and now we have it. So let them continue to stumble. Let them continue to mess up. We have on Stellar ready to go. All right? It's that simple. We've got a really, really cool trailer now that is up. I put it up in Twitter earlier today, so you can go and watch the trailer. It's really fun you can see now the level of talent that we have here with On Stellar is tremendous. So you get to see that and witness that in the trailer. But the other thing is when you go to the website and you look at the names of the people that we have involved now, right, that are giving their testimonials, that understand, David Icke and Nori and just go look at that list of names. It's crazy, right? And we're going to add a few more. We're going to slow down on that part of it because we've got to go into testing phase here, in a couple of weeks. So there you go. All right. It's going to have its own token economy. It's ready to go. Just go to onstellar.com, register, use the promo code Jimmy, and reserve your screen name. The platform, and I've said this so many times, we've gone back and we're all of us that are involved over at OnStellar. The best of, we were all involved with AOL, right? We were all involved with Facebook and social media. It's what we do today. And so all of us, you take the best of each one of these. What makes all of these cool and what makes them great? Well, let's get that all into one platform. That's one. But what we don't want is just unwanted advertising and fake news and outside influences. There's going to be no Russian collusion on this site. There's going to be no outside influences. There's going to be nothing like that. It's just absolutely going to be amazing. Now, Rita, could you post up? I'll retweet it. I can't post on Twitter. Get our OnStellar YouTube link up for the new video. And it's really cool. I want everybody to see it and comment. And we'll do that right now. Okay, so OnStellar.com, promo code Jimmy. The next events that are going on right now, it's the ECETI Roadshow. It's going up the West Coast here in the United States. And that schedule, you want to go hang out with Ashley and check out the ECETI Roadshow, click on the banners over at jimmychurchradio.com. Our next event is going to be June 1st through the 4th, 2018, Contact in the Desert, Indian Wells, Palm Springs, California, at the Renaissance Resort and Spa. Tickets and info right now over at jimmychurchradio.com. Click on that banner. All right. Looks like John got it up first. All right. Let me retweet. Can I retweet that? Is it going to let me do it? Is that my original tweet? I don't even know. But there it is. And I'm going to pop that up there for everybody. Yeah, there it is. You can watch the video. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good video. It's pretty well done. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, 800 archive shows, $2 a month. Click on the banners at jimmychurchradio.com. And don't forget our Soul Tech Gathering up at ECETI Ranch this August 9th through the 12th. Just go to the soultechgathering.com. And the banners are at jimmychurchradio.com. We're only selling 300 tickets for this. So think about that for a second. 300 Fadernaughts up at ECETI Ranch. And that's all I have to say. Just think about that for a second. It's going to be amazing. And that's where I'm going to go for now. Don't forget about all of our sponsors, Life Change Tea, GetTheTea.com, River Moon Coffee, New Pharma, Ancient Life Oil, Sacred Skulls, New Mana Food Storage, and Bearing Optics. All right. That's a weird picture. Where'd you get that one from? Really? Oh, that's from your iPhone. That's what I look like on the iPhone? I'm going to retweet that just because it's hideous. Yeah, man, I'm stressed out. Is that what I look like? Do I look that stressed out? Because I'm not. I'm in a great mood. That's crazy. All right. Happy birthday to today. Gary Oldman is 60. Great film, The Fifth Element. The Misfits frontman Michael Graves is 43. And Sum 41 frontman Derek Whibley is 38. And rumor has it that he's writing a book on UFOs. He's going to start something called To the Galaxy Academy. There's rumors. I'm just saying there's rumors out there right now about Derek and Sum 41. On this day in history, OTD, 1963, Alcatraz closes its doors. Fader fact. Now, I love it when I've got a good Fader fact. Well, we have a good Fader fact every single day, right? But check this one out. Kellogg's all-brand cereal. Kellogg's all-brand cereal is only, wait for it, 87% bran. You can use it tomorrow with your friends and your family. You walk in, they've got Kellogg's all-brand cereal. They got a box sitting right there. You can say, you know what? That ain't all brand. That's 13% of something else. And that is a Fader fact. All right. Tonight is our Fader night, not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Yvonne Smith. Tonight we're not going to have John Rappaport. Tomorrow John Rappaport's going to be here with his No More Fake Newsroom Live, followed by Yvonne Smith. So that's tomorrow night. All right, today, I said last night that Mark Zuckerberg was missing for the last 5 days as the stock in his company plummeted as of last night. I didn't follow today. $50 billion. He lost $10 billion in net worth. And I guess that was enough for him to finally step up and start talking. So today he did a release, and he did the release at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time today. Immediately afterwards, I posted it. And by the way, so I shared Mark Zuckerberg's post, right? And normally when I post something like this, I would get probably in the neighborhood of 200 or 300 likes, right? And it just massive distribution and get out there. Check this out. It's been posted now since 5 hours. Been posted for 5 hours, 6 hours. 19 likes. Yep. There you go. Facebook choked this right down. I've got 5,000 friends. 19 likes on this with 7 shares. And that's the obvious thing right there. Facebook. So there you go. They're censoring their own stuff. He posted, you would have thought that they would have gotten this out there. But no. They clamped this thing down. 19 likes out of 5,000 friends. Do you buy those numbers? So he did this post today out of Menlo Park, California, and I'm going to read it in its entirety. It's long. He says, and I quote, I want to share an update on the Cambridge Analytica situation, including the steps we've already taken and our next steps to address this important issue. We have a responsibility to protect your data, and if we can't, then we don't deserve to serve you. I've been working to understand exactly what happened and how to make sure that this doesn't happen again. The good news is that most of the important actions to prevent this from happening again today have already been taken years ago, but we also made mistakes. There's more to do, and we need to do and step up and do it. Here's a timeline of the events. In 2007, we launched the Facebook platform with the vision that more apps should be social. Your calendar should be able to show your friends' birthdays. Your maps should show where your friends live. And your address book should show their pictures. To do this, we enabled people to log into apps and to share their friends and show their friends who they were and some of the information about them. In 2013, a Cambridge University researcher named Alexander Kogan created a personality quiz app. It was installed by around 300,000 people who shared their data as well as some of their friends' data. Giving the way our platform worked at the time, this meant that Kogan was able to access tens of millions of their friends' data. In 2014, to prevent abusive apps, we announced that we were changing the entire platform to dramatically limit the data apps could access. Most importantly, apps like Kogan's could no longer ask for data about a person's friends list unless their friends also authorized the app. We also required developers to get approval from us before they could request any sensitive data from people. These actions would prevent any app like Kogan's from being able to access so much data today. In 2015, we learned from journalists at The Guardian that Kogan had shared the data from his app with Cambridge Analytica. It is against our policies for developers to share data without people's consent. So we immediately banned Kogan's app from our platform and demanded that Kogan and Cambridge Analytica formally certify that they had deleted all improperly acquired data. They provided these certifications. Last week, we learned from The Guardian that the New York Times and Channel 4 that Cambridge Analytica may not have deleted the data as they had certified. We immediately banned them from using any of our services. Cambridge Analytica claims that they have already deleted the data and has agreed to a forensic audit by a firm we hired to confirm this. We're also working with regulators as they investigate what happened. This was a breach of trust between Kogan, Cambridge Analytica, and Facebook. But it was also a breach of trust between Facebook and the people who share their data with us and expect us to protect it. We need to fix that. In this case, we already took the most important steps a few years ago in 2014 to prevent bad actors from accessing people's information in this way. But there needs to be more we need to do, and I'll outline those steps here. First, We will investigate all apps that had access to large amounts of information before we changed our platform to dramatically reduce data access in 2014. And we will conduct a full audit of any app with suspicious activity. We will ban any developer from our platform that does not agree to a thorough audit. And if we find developers that have misused personally identifiable information, we will ban them and tell everyone affected by those apps. That includes people whose data Kogan misused here as well. Second, we will restrict developers' data access even further to prevent other kinds of abuse. For example, we will remove developers' access to your data if you haven't used their app in 3 months. We will reduce the data you give an app when you sign in to only your name, profile photo, and email address. We will require developers not only get approval, but also sign a contract in order to ask anyone for access to their posts or other private data. And we'll have more changes to share in the next few days. Third, we want to make sure that you understand which apps you've allowed to access your data. In the next month, we will show everyone a tool at the top of your news feed with the apps you've used and an easy way to revoke those apps' permissions to your data. We've already have a tool to do this in your privacy settings, and now we will put this tool at the top of your news feed to make sure everyone sees it. Beyond these steps we've already taken in 2014, I believe that these are the next steps we must take to continue to secure our platform. I started Facebook, and at the end of the day, I am responsible for what happens on our platform. I'm serious about doing what it takes to protect our community. While this specific issue involving Cambridge Analytica should no longer happen with new apps today, that doesn't change what happened in the past. We will learn from this experience to secure our platform further and make our community safer for everyone going forward. I want to thank all of you for your continued to believe in our mission and work to build this community together. I know it takes longer to fix all of these issues than we'd like, but I promise that you'll work through this and we will build a better service over the long term. All right. More on this after the break. My immediate comment to all of this is no apology. Number one. Number two, all of the fixes that they suggest here should have already been done. And third, how much data do they sell? Does not address that. He's talking about and putting the blame on others, not on Facebook. All of this is Facebook's fault. What Cambridge Analytica did with the data afterwards, that's on them. That's prosecutable. They've broken many laws, and there's things that will be pursued there. That's a separate issue altogether. The main issue here is that the data was allowed to get out. And foremost, they knew about this in 2015 and didn't tell anybody. They wanted to sweep this under the rug. The only reason that it is out today, the only reason that Zuckerberg surfaced after 5 days is because they got caught. And if they hadn't gotten caught, it would still continue. Think about that. And that is a fact. It's all about profits, man. It's all about greed. All of it. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Fader Night. Opening up the phone lines when I get back. 323-275-9695 or 323-825-8045. Is that the numbers? I don't even know my own numbers. Anybody know my numbers? Yeah, that's it. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. I'll be right back.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Natural Health Solutions with Chris and Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Great, Chris.
Now, you're the CEO of GetTheTea.com, right?
Yes, I am.
What is GetTheTea.com? I mean, is this tea you buy in a store?
Well, no, it's not. Life Change Tea is just that, life-changing. Life Change Tea is an herbal tea that gently cleanses your body from intruders.
What do you mean by intruders?
Well, intruders are toxins, chemicals, GMOs, heavy metals, and more. They're in our food, in our water, in our air we breathe.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
And Life Change Tea will help you with removing these, as you say, intruders?
That's right, Chris.
Are there side effects with this tea?
Well, you might lose a little weight. When you clean your colon, you lose weight, you feel better, and you have more energy.
Wow. Ronnie, where can people purchase Life Change Tea?
Oh, that's easy. GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
Ronnie, I want to thank you for being on the show. People, don't forget, GetTheTea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA. The Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at KGRAradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. KGRAradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Hello to everybody out there on the bunker cam. Open lines, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Tonight's Fader Night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have John Rappaport here and Yvonne Smith. That'll be tomorrow night. Tonight's open lines all night long. And with what has gone down with Facebook, I want to hear from you. Have you taken one of those tests on Facebook? Did you ever do one of those? A psychological profile, right? Think about that. What's your rock star name? All of these apps that are running on the platform. Did you do any of that? And that's, I want to hear from you. I want to also know from all of you are on Facebook, okay? For the, out of the, this audience right now, tens of thousands of people are listening to me right now, okay? There's probably a handful of you that are not on Facebook. And if you're not on Facebook, I want to hear from you. Let me know how that's going. But for the rest of you, you're on Facebook. And when we are talking about user data, now let's analyze this thought for a second. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's my name, it's my email address, it's pictures, man, of me and my cat. Yeah, that's the easy stuff. It's the other stuff. What you write, what you post, what you click on, where you go, what you do, the things that you say. There's analytics and AI and bots that study everything that gets posted, and they develop a psychological profile on you. And I've heard this said so many times, and I believe it to be true. Facebook knows more about you than you do, than your wife, than your husband, than your kids. They know the real you. And you've allowed yourself to go and get exposed in that way. And again, that's fine if somebody's not taking advantage of that. When you get to be $100 billion, $200 billion company with 2 billion users, half of the world's population is on your platform, you are in control. And people will come to you for that influence. It's that simple. So you're out there posting and you're saying things, and all of this is running through analytics, and they're developing a profile on you. And trust me, there is right now, as we speak, there is an electronic profile on every man, woman, and child right now in the United States. Every child that is born, the next day, the data starts getting collected. The children out there, that's the best data mine ever. You want to market to that. You want that information. Why? Because you can steer that person through life and influence them what kind of car they're going to buy. Just all of that. Every man, woman, and child. There are companies right now in the United States that have data on every man, woman, and child that they turn around and sell. They collect it from Facebook. They collect it from everybody else out there, and they continue to add it to your profile. And what they know about you, what you do, what you buy, where you live, what you drive, what you wear, what you eat, what you think, religious things, political leanings, all of that is compiled, all of it. And they sell it. It's and if you go back to these shows that I was talking about, this very information, and going to companies like AT&T and Apple and Google and, of course, Facebook, the data that they have on you is incredible, and they sell it. They sell it. There are companies out there that professionally, their job, that every single maternity ward in the United States, everybody that gets born, it's compiled. It starts the next day. It's their job. That's what they do. It's a frightening thought. We want to back up and go, okay, man, there's no privacy anymore. Well, yeah, you gave up a lot of that, innocently enough. You post your pictures on Facebook, fine. Birthday party, I do it. Every cookout we have over at the house, I'm posting pictures of kebab, right? I do that, and it's fun. And I'm here, a family celebration. I'm here at a restaurant. I'm here at a conference, and I'm here with friends, and I post that. That's one thing. What I don't do, and I have always avoided it, and I've slipped a few times over the years, posted something political. I don't really do it. I really don't have any political leanings. I don't trust anything in politics or religion. So I don't post that kind of stuff. So they certainly have a profile on my dietary preferences. They've got a strong profile Jimmy Church about that. But I don't do it. Others, by huge amounts, and we're talking about 1.5 billion people, throw everything out there about their life. And that is compiled. So let's go back to what the slip-up was with Facebook. The slip-up, and I just stated, one, they didn't tell anybody. They didn't inform anybody. Out of the original 370,000, Zuckerberg says 300,000. I believe that the number is 370,000. So he's a little misleading there, trying to make it sound like it's smaller than it really was. 370,000. There should have been, at that moment, a press release going out. 370,000 people took this test, and they are using this against the people that are out there. This is very personal information, preferences, habits, and psychologically profiled by Cambridge University and a professor, and they're using this for some bad stuff. And so here is your name. And you know what? Sue us. We owe you money. They should have come clean right then like that. And then there's another 50 million people on your friends list outside of that 370,000. But they didn't do that. Now, it's not your birth date. Why would Cambridge Analytics care about that? It's not your address. No. It's the things that you said in that test. It's a psychological profile cleverly written by a professor to find out about who you are. And then they turn around and take that, go back to your post and everything else, and you've just released everything, and now they're able to go in and see that who you are talking to and what they are talking about and what their leanings are. And they've got a full 50 million people. The United States has got 300 million people in it. 50 million of them, they've got psychological profiles on. And if that doesn't scare the crap out of you, and that breach of confidence and trust on Facebook's part, paramount. And the only reason why I'm talking about it right now is because they got busted. They took those psychological profiles and used it against us. And when you go and you watch, there's two players here. There's a lot of key names here, and I'm going to get to that throughout the show tonight. There's a few key names here. One of them, Alexander Kogan. This guy, this professor, and you look at him, he's just a young cat. This guy has got bad intentions, and he's trying to say now that he's the scapegoat. He's not the scapegoat. It's clearly Facebook's fault. But he took that as a college professor and went through and in the interest of research, built these psychological profiles, and he turns around and he sells it, and he wants to say, hey, I don't know. What are you doing? This is just personal information on very specific people. And they turn around, and Cambridge Analytics wants to turn around and use that to influence an election. That's on Facebook. That's on Facebook. Facebook wasn't supposed to be this. And I really did. I expected today an apology to come out of Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, who is one of the richest men on the planet, one of the most influential men who controls Facebook, he doesn't want to see his wealth go away. I know that. He's seeing that in the mirror. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want Facebook and the shareholders and everything that he has built. He doesn't want that. That's why he surfaced today. They tried to sweep it under the rug for 4 years. 4 years. Those psychological profiles were sold to a company that was caught on tape. Alexander Nix, another Alexander here, Alexander Nix bragging about being able to influence elections and people and politicians and using Ukrainian women and staged bribes and threatening to use this stuff on release these videos on the internet and be able to control people, and was smug and bragging and proud of it. And you know whose fault that is? Facebook's. Think about what I am saying. It all comes back to Facebook, and Facebook is trying to act like the victim here. It's Facebook that has the data. And to sit here and say, Zuckerberg today, that, oh, we're going to put a tool on the top, and we're going to, it was buried before, but now we're going to make it out there, and then we're going to make sure we're going to do that. We're going to make, you should, from the word go, when you have our trust, we're putting it all out there for you. Our most personal things, you know, the birth of children and babies and things, and freedom of conversations and things, right? We trusted you with that stuff. It's Facebook's fault. Coming on the heels of, as if this wasn't enough, was the fact that the ads that were popping up in our news feed were purchased by Russia to influence us. That's Facebook's fault. You know, and especially when you have an ad campaign coming in. You know, you have an ad campaign and you've got a certain amount of money coming in, you know, $100,000, $150,000. You're not chasing, you're not following, you don't care about where that money's coming from or who the group is. You're not doing anything to find, you're just taking the ads and running them, not looking at, not even caring, not doing anything at all. There's no vetting. Well, apparently there wasn't. And then on top of all of that was the fake news. Now, again, compiled in a row, boom, 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 selling data, selling ads to people that don't have our best interest in mind, and then allowing fake news to propagate. All of this came from one source, Facebook. And I got to tell you, Zuckerberg is not apologetic about any of it. Now, the question, I have lots of stuff that I'm going to go through here tonight, but let's talk about a couple of specific things. Before you think that Facebook is too big to fail, the end users, the users of Facebook will run. That's not a problem. They will not have any issues with not using Facebook anymore. There's plenty of places to go, and certainly OnStellar is launching here. So that's an easy source. But let me remind you of AOL. How about Yahoo? How about MySpace? Right? Think about that. AOL bought Time. They took Time down and put AOL Time Warner up. You remember when they changed that sign? How big? What was that guy's name? Cates? Right? The guy that ran that company? Think about that. Right? So that's how big and powerful AOL owned the internet at one point. Gone. Well, they're still out there. Gone. You probably forgot AOL even existed. I think you can still use their email. Yahoo. Right? So is Facebook too big to fail? No, you blow the trust. You know, I don't know how many lawsuits are going to result from this. I don't know the legal sides of this, but the shareholders, the stock market, and others, and users running away from the platform, advertisers running away, that revenue is going to shrink up really, really quick. Is it possible that Facebook could go away? Facebook could be Yahoo in 6 months. Things like this happen. And talk about too big to fail, right? I had a stat the other day. The original Dow Jones listing in 1896, when it first posted Dow Jones and the group of companies that was there. The only one that is still there today is General Electric. But think about all of the mighty companies that have broken up, got too big. Look at Bell Telephone, broken up, done, right? AT&T. Think about this. Right? You remember all the baby bells? broke it up. Western Electric, gone. These things happen. So is Facebook too big to fail? I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to really, if Zuckerberg thinks he's too big to fail, there you go. With all of the outside influences that have bad intentions, right now Cambridge Analytica is the one that got caught. I have no idea, none. And I'll talk about our own government. I'll talk about the NSA. I'll talk about the CIA. That have apps running right now and are data mining your information on all platforms. You don't know. You know, and Cambridge Analytica is UK. That's the other crazy part for me. So you just don't know. Out of the thousands and thousands of apps that are running out there right now, you don't know. You just simply don't know. Facebook is saying it's a one-time thing. And you know that simply is not true. And this was done through an app. Right? And they're trying to say, well, you know, it wasn't us. It was the app. It was the app that did it. We should have done better, but it was the app that did it. That's not true. It's simply not true. And then the other part of it is the information that they are freely selling right now. I had done a story last year. Prodigy, CompuServe, Earthlink. Yeah, exactly. Earthlink here in Pasadena had one of the biggest buildings, man. It was just so nutty. It was just huge. Earthlink. I had an Earthlink account at one time. Yeah, Prodigy, CompuServe. Absolutely. Right? So anyway, with the data that is being sold, I did a story here about, I want to say it was last year, it might have been 2 years ago, and I had compiled all of the numbers that are out there. The number one, let me tell you something. The number one business to be in today is data. Data. You're not building anything. You're not selling anything. There's no logistical support. You're not putting stuff on trucks. You're not putting pipes, right? Distribution networks, freighters and ships and planes. Data. That's where the money's at. And trust me, a lot of people know this. And the number one thing for Facebook to sell is your information. And that goes across the board. It goes down the line. And it certainly goes back to things like Yahoo, AOL, selling your data. AT&T snapped up a bunch of it. They collected it for all of those cell phone users out there. Think about, I'm just going to be straight. With Apple and Android and Samsung, all of that data that they collect and how you use it with yourself, they sell that, man. They sell all of it. So, yeah, Facebook got caught once. It's a big breach, what they did and how it was done, and ultimately what that data was used for against us in a presidential election, to me, is the craziest. And it's 1984 all over again in real time. And so for me, and the reason why I can sit here and say that Facebook could fail is that we have fake news, we have fake advertising, and we have our data that is being sold out there. Turnaround psychological data, by the way. This is psychological data. This isn't your social security number. No. That'd be simple and fun if that's all it was. No, psychological data that is turned around and used in those very ads and fake news that we are seeing on Facebook. Yeah. And Zuckerberg just wants to sit there and smugly say, it was a breach of trust between Cambridge and us and an app, and really sorry about that. And this is a big story. And I said this yesterday. I'm going to say this again right now. there are those in the media that are going to try to control this, and certainly Facebook is going to try to control this, and the government is going to try to control this, and try to make this something political. It is not. This is your data. Your psychological profiles were sold to another company that turned around and used that data to propagate ads and fake news back into the very platform that sold them the data to begin with. Mind control. And I am completely offended by it. And I'm here to say that the end users, the very people that prop up Facebook and put it into place, are the ones that are going to run. It's completely offensive to everybody. There isn't an easy road out here. And to say that you're going to put Band-Aids, and I have a list, and I'll come back to this. I've compiled a list of their fixes. To put Band-Aids on all of this, right? Think about that. You're going to put Band-Aids? You're going to penalize somebody if they so one major point I want to make. I got like 2 minutes. Zuckerberg actually said today, out of his own mouth, that, they certified that they deleted the data. They certified, so that was good enough for us. His words. What do you mean? And obviously, you were lied to, and obviously, Cambridge Analytica and everybody else involved, and that's Nix and Kogan and everybody over there that's involved with this, and going back to your executives over here on Facebook, nobody cared. Nobody checked. Nobody tested. And they lied to you and then turned around and used it against the very people that are paying for Facebook to operate, and that is the end users. And Zuckerberg actually thinks that saying these words are good enough. And they are not. I'm telling you, they are not. They're not good enough for me, and they're not good enough for anybody else. It's an unbelievable turn of events. It's like when you think that Facebook learned their lessons. And there was one other thing. I've got 45 seconds here. That Zuckerberg said today that, and in this carefully crafted thing, he actually said these words. He said, the French just had their elections, so we had AI running on Facebook in France to make sure. And I was like, wait a minute. Did he just say they had AI running on Facebook in France? That means everywhere. Think about that. Think about that. Now, you can go register for On Stellar right now. Promo code Jimmy. All right, I got to take a break. Sorry, I ignored all the phone calls. I'll get to your calls next. This is Fade to Black. I'm your Jimmy Church. When I get fired up, right now, I had so much faith in Facebook. And I don't, when it first launched, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I saw names that I hadn't seen in 20 or 30 years and hooking up and checking up and doing all of this. Everything that I originally had done on Facebook, the way that their algorithms run now, all of the people that I originally reached out to, my friends from junior high and high school and coworkers and things from the past, they don't even see my post anymore. The analytics works in such a funky way now that all of that, the beauty of Facebook, is completely gone. It's completely erased. You know? So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with Facebook. I don't know. I really don't know. Things are changing. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. All right, opening up the phone lines right now, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Your phone calls are next. Stay with me.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas. Hello, Fadernaughts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly Ancient Life Oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go Beckley Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
All right, let's do this. Open lines right now, 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. And 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Yeah, I was just for the Fadernaughts in the bunker cam. I had to cleanse this place, man. I had to light some sage, and that's what I was just doing. I had to get the bad vibes out of here, man. I'm just angry. I'm angry, right? And this situation, I was on the phone today with a bunch of different people talking about this, and there are some players out there that right now, some pretty big names that are freaking out, absolutely freaking out. And do you know if you were involved in this data mining? Right? You don't know. Zuckerberg says that they're going to notify everybody. And I was like so offended by that. And what he should have said is that we should have notified everybody back then, but we didn't because, and explain yourself. And now we're going to catch up with that and we're going to notify everybody today. That's a real statement. That's what you really need. You need to man up. And I could tell you, he's uncomfortable with this because it just seemed like he weathered the storm with the fake news. He weathered the storm with the Russian ads. And weathered those storms and everything was cool, and then this happens, and it just seems like 1, 2, 3 in a row, nothing but really, really bad stuff. And these are all connected. They're not connected. These are not separate events. They are all related to each other. You know, and I got to make that very clear. We're talking about psychological profiles that were sent out, developed, and researched, compiled, and turned around and used back against us with fake news and fake ads and a presidential election. It's a mind-blowing thing. That is a full circle, man. That is a full circle. Double dipped, triple dipped, man, profits, all of that. And oh, man. All right, 323-825-5045. I want to know if you've taken part in any test, number one. I want to know, two, are you going to leave Facebook? Right? I want to know. Are you cool with what Zuckerberg said today? Are you angry? This is something that affects nearly everybody in the United States and around the world. So I know it directly affects you, but around the world, it's like 1 out of every 2 people. You know, that is a crazy number. And there's a reason why their wealth is out there. So 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Also, it is Fader night, by the way. So there were a couple of sightings that happened. One in New Hampshire. I got the email about that. Pretty interesting. There's a lot of things that are going on inside of this community. This week we talked about what's going on in Egypt and that the Nazca mummies and what I brought up last night, which still is freaking me out, and that is Egyptian date palm pollen and the Nazca mummies. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And there's some other things that came out about that as I was thinking about this, and I was talking to Widener today about this on the phone, that the Paracas skulls and also Brian Forrester and other researchers that have talked about the DNA going back to the Middle East. Right now, if you stop and think about this, and now we've got this Egyptian date palm pollen connection with the dust on the Nazca mummies. That's a pretty interesting development, and one that is going to be investigated further. And last night when Widener sent me the WTF text, and I talked to him about that today, he was like, "Yeah, man, I was listening. I sent that WTF to you in real time, and I laughed when you announced it on the air." But yeah, that all really happened just like that. So we can talk about that too as well. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. All right, so I have a list here, condensed, of the Band-Aids that Zuckerberg is suggesting. Number one, to investigate all apps that had access to large amounts of information before the platform was changed to dramatically reduce data access in 2014. Now, does that just make you angry? Because these are things that they're going to do today. Shouldn't this have been going on already? There isn't any vetting of apps that have access to large amounts of information. These are their words. You have to just stop and just go, dude, I thought you guys were already doing this. Where's the trust? Now they're saying that they are going to conduct a full audit of any app with suspicious activity, suggesting that they were never auditing any app before with suspicious activity. They were allowing things to just happen. These are things that should have been done already. I'm telling you, Facebook could go away. He continues to say, ban any developer that did not agree to a thorough audit. Again, This is what they're talking about doing today. Shouldn't this have been done? This goes back originally. Now, first off, Facebook launched in 2006, 2007. It turned into what it turned into. But as you're going along, and I said this yesterday, and this kind of money is created, they were running willy-nilly. They were just selling stuff and selling data and collecting data like it didn't matter. And they never addressed any of this stuff, and they never made any of this public. They admitted today that this goes back to 2014 and 2015 on the one thing that they got caught on. But that's 4 years of silence. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, how are you? It's Isaac from Anaheim.
Hi, Isaac from Anaheim. How are you?
I'm doing great. I wanted to bring up the point that we're under so many psyops going on. When you're awake to these things and you see that these are psyops being played by the media as if they're real events, when it's actors and wannabe little celebrities being a part of something important, I guess. And then they have their celebrities reinforce it, which is part of their job. You know, this is why they say they sold their soul, because they now have to do the political bidding of their masters.
And what are you referring to?
For example, these shootings, so that they can push through gun discussion, which leads to, it's problem, reaction, solution. So they create the problem, then they know it's going to get this reaction, and they use their media platforms to push massive reaction by people that buy into it, into the MTV and to the Viacom major media conglomerates, right? So you have half of the country that buys into all of it, and the other half's more like internet-oriented. And that's kind of what I feel is going on. You have half the country that's, buying into the mass media.
Right.
And the fact, and they're not realizing that it's being used as a deception and a psychological warfare tactic in this global geopolitical chess game.
Well, yeah, okay. And you could say that about everything, certainly what I just discussed tonight with Facebook. But let me say this, though. When it comes to school shootings and gun control, that I have mixed feelings and reactions on that, and I'll tell you why. Isaac, do you have kids?
I don't.
Exactly. That's why you are comfortable in addressing this. Okay? And I'm hip to that. I understand. You don't have kids, so you're comfortable in bringing this up. But if you had kids that were in school, you would have a different attitude, number one. Number two, if you had a child that was shot and killed, right, your attitude would be completely different. So you have to, I am very cautious when I'm a father. I have two beautiful daughters that are in college, both of them. I raised them through school, elementary, junior high, and high school, and they went through here in Southern California. I can't speak for the rest of the country, but metal detectors in and out of school every single day. That's a crazy thing to go through, and you just never know, right? And as a parent, that's a trippy thing to go through. But let me just say this: if any parent out there who has lost a child in a school shooting, and I turn around and yell, well, this is about the media or different groups of people out here that want to take our guns away from us, and I affect the emotions of somebody that's already just buried their child, and their lives are ruined, and I am going to amplify the sadness that they are going through.
That's the shocking part, Jimmy. The shocking part is that these events are happening. See, this is where it gets complex, and you have to stop and wait a little while and let all the facts come in. But these events are happening, but they're being either staged or like provocateur to where
wait.
These people.
Isaac, what is being staged? A school shooting?
The situation that evolves to lead to something like this. If it's not, some of them I believe are actually straight out staged. For example, on this last school shooting, there was a video on Twitter, which I'll go ahead and send it to you on Twitter, where there was 4 guys in SWAT uniforms coming out of the school and throwing bags into the back of a truck.
Okay, now this is what, wait, this is what I just said to you. This is where you need to be very, very, very careful. 17 kids, well, and teachers, but were killed. So
that's
before,
how sophisticated this is. It's so deceptive. These people are criminal that set this up.
It could be. Don't say that it is. It could be. Okay? You weren't there. You were not there. You didn't have any involvement with it at all. You have nothing but the stuff that you have been reading out there. So you need to be very, very careful about that. I'm not saying that after the fact. Now, let's be a little bit more specific here. That after the fact that there aren't people that won't use that event, that tragic shooting, for their own agenda, for gun control or for whatever else. But don't say that shooting was not real unless you can back that up with fact.
Okay, well, let's say that these are events but, involving 9/11, for example, where that was, a lot of people's opinion is that was a staged, provocateur type of event to give us a reason to go into the Middle East, and it gets the country so they can do the polling and get the approval.
Right.
So they know how to manipulate the public's opinion through events.
Yes, and we have lots of that. See, now you can say specifically on all of that there are lots of pieces of evidence that prop that up that I agree with. The fake letter that they had in England that showed the purchase of cake uranium by, which was a fake document that was created, or Colin Powell getting up in front of the UN and showing anthrax in a vial, and there's anthrax there. This was all stuff.
Back.
Right. Okay. So
back.
there's plenty of things that prop that up. Why were the Bin Ladens allowed to fly in a private jet out of the United States when right after the buildings fell, when nobody else in the United States could fly, there were no planes in the air, but yet they could fly out in a private G5 and get out of this country. That's evidence that says to me.
And then there was this group of people after that were so hungry to want to look in this direction. They thought Michael Moore was telling them the whole truth, and you realize you keep going down that rabbit hole, and you keep uncovering more and more and more.
Yes, but I will say this, and I will say this very, very forward. When we have a mass shooting like we've had, it seems like every single month of the year, something goes down, and you want to say that is a staged event when children have died and parents are burying their children. I'm not gonna be part of that. And I'm not. Isaac, I am not. And I
won't point to that one specifically, but I will say there's a feeling around all of these that either they were heavily influenced by the deep state, which, a poll just came out saying 72% of Americans believe that that's an actual thing that's going on. And I don't think there's any question now. So they are the ones that are benefiting from setting these up. That's pretty much what they're doing day in, day out, is setting these things up. They're not working in the interest of the American people. They're working for a globalist order that they have put into motion that I think has already failed, and now they're just pretty much going for broke because they're going to go to prison.
Well, we'll find out, man. We'll find out, Isaac. And I agree with 9/11. There's definitely some crazy stuff going down there. But I have kids, and when it comes to that other stuff with parents and when they're involved, I back off, man. That's got to play out, and we'll get to the evidence on that in the days and weeks and years ahead. But thank you for the phone call, my friend.
All right, take care.
Yeah, you too. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Oh, whoa. Who's calling?
Jimmy Church.
Yes.
Thank you for taking my call, sir. This is Ken from Irvine.
Hey, Ken from Irvine. How are you?
I'm fine. Jimmy, how you doing?
It's Wednesday night. It's Fader night, and I'm pissed off at Zuckerberg. How are you?
Oh man, I can't blame you. If it helps any, Wednesday is the Prince Spaghetti Day on the Italian North End of Boston. So
is that right?
After that,
is that true?
That is true. Yep.
Okay.
But Zuckerberg is getting me. But what I did the other week ago is I read the fine print for a company that starts with a G and ends in an E, and I read all the fine print on all of the things that they demanded access to, and they wanted unfettered access to my microphone and my camera and my contacts and my email, and that just got me to no end.
Right. Yeah, I have. I was just checking. If you're watching on the camera, what I was just checking, I have tape on all of my cameras here in the studio on the laptops. I can't see it because it's so dark, but I was like, yeah, it's still there. So I've got all of that stuff covered. Did you? Oh, you probably didn't see it. On our series Breaking Mysterious, I did an episode on Pokemon Go, and
really?
Yeah, and Pokemon Go, that is just one software program, but it was developed by the CIA. That was CIA venture capital money that originally started back in the first Iraq War, but the development of the second Iraq War, the development of Google Earth and guided bombs and all of those guided musicians and GPS technology, that same software changed hands all the way through to Pokemon Go. And the CEO of that company was the same CEO that borrowed the money from the CIA and developed GPS and Google Earth and Google Maps. And so that same, it's just like, wait a minute here. And you've got all these kids. So the original outrage with Pokemon Go was that when you clicked on that, in order to install the program, right, for Pokemon Go on your cell phone, they got control of your email, send and receive. They got control of your camera, of your microphone, of your GPS, and all of the data in your file folders. Now, wait a minute here, right? And so that meant that, as an example, let's say that you and a friend are at a coffee shop, right? And you've got Pokemon Go on your phone, right? And so does your friend. You're making noise in the background. No noise allowed. That's really loud.
Sorry about that, Jimmy.
Okay.
I just stopped it.
Now, and the CIA is following somebody that they want to follow, right? Or the NSA, CIA.
Yep.
And they follow this guy into that coffee shop. Then they go, oh, he's in there. We need to know who he's talking to. Let's record it. Who in the coffee shop has Pokemon Go? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we got Kent from Irvine is sitting there with his buddy. Let's activate their microphones. You don't even have to see your phone turn on. And they are listening to the conversation going on next to you with the person that they're trailing. Now you are a spy for the CIA. And could they do it? Could they do it? Theoretically, it's the easiest thing ever. It's a point and click with a mouse.
And they know where you are. They know who's next to you.
And Pokemon Go, it's all there. And it's GPS. It's the same GPS technology right now, today, and Google Maps and Google Earth, and they're able to look at exactly where you are at with Pokemon Go. Have you ever seen Pokemon Go work? Have you ever seen it?
My kids had it. Yeah, my kids had it.
So you've seen it work, right? You're walking down the street, watching your camera. You're looking at everything on the street in front of you, and you can track and see all of the other characters that are in your vicinity, right? And you can take it and move it around and look. Dude, think about that. Is the craziest invasion of privacy. You're walking by people's houses, man. Yeah. And it for me, it's the most disturbing thing out there. So, hey, Ken, thank you so much. I got to get to these other phone calls and get to a break. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy. Having fun listening to your rant. You go, brother.
Yeah, you too, Ken. Thank you so much. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Karen from Seattle.
Karen from Seattle. Yeah. The tech center of the known universe. So how are you feeling?
It's a true fact.
Yeah. So Lake Washington, all that money, all that internet money, all that stuff going on up there. How do you feel about Zuckerberg today?
I'm not surprised about Zuckerberg at all. Especially with the PSYOP experiment that happened in 2014.
Yep.
Where Facebook allowed the government to come in and do emotional experiments to see how they could socially engineer America. I think that was in preparation for the upcoming 2016 election. So I wasn't surprised. Everybody on the internet does this. This is very common. You have to practice safe computing. But like you were just talking about with the gentleman before, you're sitting in a cafe, you don't know who you're sitting next to, what access other people have, and so you have to become aware that sometimes unplugging is the best way to go. There are other things too, as we talk about here in our community. To what extent will the powers that be go in order to have domination and control over a society? Where do they draw the line? Do they draw the line at, the popular theory of dropping the buildings during 9/11? Mm-hmm. All those people died. Mm-hmm. Do they draw the line at allowing content on social media over all platforms to so influence young minds that they will go out and shoot up Columbine, shoot up movie theaters, nail bombs all over the country? Mm-hmm. Are these behaviors socially engineered for a reason? And what I think it comes down to this now: where is our power, and what can we do about it, other than just having angry Twitter wars?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I totally agree with your mindset with that. The people that, and this is what Zuckerberg and others, and the government too, ultimately need to realize. You think you can control, you will try to control, right? And you think that you are able to do that. All of that is fine. Ultimately, who puts you in power and who makes things happen and who buys the ads and makes Facebook run and everything else are the people. That's the ultimate thing, and they've lost sight of that. Every great empire, everyone has fallen. Everyone, even the mighty Soviet Union, right? Every Rome, right? You can go on and on. Rome owned the world. Spain, think about the control that the United Kingdom had at one time. Everything falls. All the great corporations, everything. When you think that it doesn't matter that you're untouchable, that's the point where you start to go in the other direction. And ultimately, just like Facebook, 2 billion users, they can't fail, right? No, you can go away. And the people are in that control. And when we realize that, once we realize that we don't want something, boom, changes happen. And it happens quick. What was your name again?
Karen.
Karen, thank you for the phone call. I've got a break for a commercial right here, but thank you for that. And again, I don't want anybody to lose sight of it. I agree with you. We still have that control. They think they control us, but they don't. Thank you, Karen. Be safe up there. Fade to Black, Fader Night. Not tomorrow night. It is tonight. More of your phone calls are next. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's on. We'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. And last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously. Go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. CBD is the home run hitter for health right now. Why, you ask? Because of what it does for the body. Unfortunately, I can't tell you all about the benefit. You know, there's reasons. Do your due diligence and log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com. Ancient Life Oil uses organic ingredients and is blended in coconut oil for some of the best benefits. Legal in 50 states and non-psychoactive. Log on to AncientLifeOil.com. That's AncientLifeOil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Tonight's Fader Night, not tomorrow night. You're not in a time travel movie. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. And those on the bunker camera just watching me try to... Anyway, I just blew out a bunch of callers, and you're listening to me right now, and you are angry. I apologize for that. It was just a slip. So with that, I'm going to go back. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Amy Perry Lane. How are you?
Hey, Amy, how are you? Contest winner. Wow.
Yeah. Nice to talk to you, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
I'm doing
good. Am I on speaker? Can you take me off speaker?
No, you're not on speaker.
Okay, all right, then it's me. Don't worry about a thing, Amy. How are you?
Okay. I'm doing good, thanks. I'm just concerned about all the crap that keeps going on, but other than that, good.
I'm going to let everybody know Amy is one of our podcast winners, and congratulations, Amy. And I know that you've got stuff ready to go, and we're going to air that pretty quickly here. So congratulations on that. How's all the equipment and everything?
The equipment is fantastic. I signed up for a few classes, too, so I can polish things up. So
right on.
I'm not very tech smart. Talking, I got. Tech smart.
No, you're going to be just fine, and we're all looking forward to your first episodes here on Fade to Black. So what's on your mind tonight? And by the way, I accidentally clicked on a bunch of callers right in front of you, so you just bounced up the line really quick. That must have felt pretty cool, but there's some angry people out there that are going to go, dude, you hung up on me. So what's on your mind tonight,
hey,
Amy?
Not my fault.
Yeah, right. What's on your mind?
Well, all this Facebook stuff, it's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, we're all under the microscope, and the reason being, we all have cell phones. We're always online. We're always connected. There's not anything that you can do that somebody doesn't have information on you.
Do you use Facebook?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's okay. So do I. You know, when you think about it, if you are over the age of 2 in the United States, you have a Facebook account. That's just the way that it is. Everybody does. So that's okay. Right. But did you ever take any of those quizzes or any of those tests or anything that popped up?
Yes. Yeah, I have. I mean, especially like if you're bored somewhere and you're waiting and there's nothing else to do, and maybe you don't want to see all the negativity that gets posted, so you do something mindless. But yeah, so it's really frightening to think somebody's profiling everything, and just, you know, you have to close out of like a social media app if you want to do any ordering. Otherwise, your feed's filled with, you know, it's just amazing everything that they try to cater and steer towards you.
It's so, you know, I'm sitting and doing something innocent like I've got to go, and I'll give you a perfect example. All right, need a new garbage disposal, right, for my kitchen. This you know, this happened last year. So what do? Jump on my phone really quick. Okay, garbage disposals, Lowe's, what do they have? I need to go and pick one up right now. I'm in the car. And for the next immediate, so I'll get back to the house, you know, got my new garbage disposal and put it in. Do whatever, right? Now I'm on the back patio drinking a cup of Fade to Black blend. And I sit there and I pick up my phone and I turn it on, and what do I see? An ad for a garbage disposal. Now, how fast is it? How intrusive is it really? It's that quick. No matter what you're doing, socks, you know, you just go do a simple Google search. Immediately, those bots pick up on that, turn around, and Lowe's is now, or whoever, right? Home Depot, Amazon is now hitting me with ads for garbage disposals before I go out and buy one. Why? They want to make sure that, and it's just crazy. And it could be anything. You know, you're sitting there and you're, how many times have you searched, or how many times have you written in Facebook or on Twitter or whatever, and you said a word like ice cream cones? And then you got ice cream cone ads popping up. You're like, I haven't said ice. The only time I mentioned ice cream cones was when I was talking to my butt, and it was, what? You know, it's like that. It's like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And what I've been saying and talking to friends about, and Jay Brock, who's always on Twitter with you, is a very good friend of mine. And he's actually what turned me on to listening to your show, because I want to get deeper than just mindless babble a lot of times.
Sure.
So it was amazing. We've been talking for a while about all of this stuff that people keep just bickering, squabbling back and forth and missing the bigger picture. It just so much seems to be geared towards keeping people fighting, from news stories that are being shared to videos to, just the debates, instead of, and I really don't want to talk about the school shooting stuff about as much as you do. But just to see people missing the point. And my point is, when I was in school, did you fear a bully? Yeah. I mean, that's probably been going on since the dawn of time. But I never feared for my life while trying to solve an algebra problem.
Right.
Never once was it that drastic. And I'm with you, watching your kids go through metal detectors to go to class. That's insane. Just insane. And the attitudes of people, and everybody seems so angry and judgmental and quick to fight. And I'm always thinking, well, what's the fight for? Who's causing the fights? What's behind all of this? And what's the point? What's the big distraction from?
And
that's what I always feel like, we're just being distracted.
And Amy, this is what's really, really interesting, is that anger, that dividing of everybody that you're talking about, probably started with that little quiz that you took on Facebook about what rock band would you be in the 80s, right? Some stupid quiz.
Right.
And so you go and you take that quiz and you're like, oh, okay, I would have been Bret Michaels in Poison, right? Or whatever, right? But you answered all of these questions. All of that is data mining. That's not some innocent little thing that somebody's developed an app for fun, ha. That's data being collected about you and hundreds of thousands of others, psychologically profiled and put into a database. And that is crazy to me. And you see these apps all day long on Facebook. And as it turns out, after what Zuckerberg said today, is that, hey, well, we're going to do better in the future about this. Well, it's just like crazy. They didn't care.
Right.
And the other part about it, when you think about it, sure, we had this psychological test that was done by this guy Alexander Kogan, and obviously sold and used against us. That's the one that we know about. The other, all of these other profiles, and when they said on Facebook a couple of years ago, yeah, we're going to be doing this, we got AI bots out there, and we're going to be, psychologically profiling everybody, and it's part of what we do, and innocently that just kind of slid under the radar. Lord knows what they did with that data collection. But now when you think about how many thousands of these types of apps out there, right? Little quiz, take this quiz. And it's going out there to 1 billion people, 1.5 billion. How many are taking it? And what are they doing with that data? This isn't some innocent little thing. This is psychologically profiling everybody in the United States and half of the world. And I'm not making this up. This isn't some conspiracy theory thing. It's real. It's real.
Right.
And Zuckerberg has a lot to feel really bad about right now. And you run the company and you just can't say, well, I was on my island in Fiji for the last year trying to find myself with my friends. No, it's not that kind of party, and
no.
Karma has a way.
And you're right. That was set up to be something to stay connected. And you made a point that I've been noticing too. I've had several people going, are you not on Facebook anymore? And I'm like, what? Because I never see anything you post. And I think I post daily.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
To me, when you're on one of those sites, whoever you're friends with or whoever follow you, all of those people should be able to see what you post. I don't like the fact that somebody's deciding who I should stay close to, who's relevant to me. You know, and I get that. That's for advertising too, because, you know, if I could, I would take huge breaks from social media, being an empath, because you get kind of, you know, it gets mind-boggling watching the stuff. But, you know, you can't if you use it for promo, for the work that you do, for the events that you have, for the, you know, and it's like, don't tell me who's relevant. If you're friends with people, if you clicked on to follow somebody, let me see their stuff. Let me decide who I want to see and who I don't.
Yeah, I remember one of the beautiful, beautiful, unbelievable things about Facebook back in the day, in 2008, when you did a post, everybody read it in your friends list, right? Everybody got it. And then it started to trickle down. You know, 5 years went by, and I remember, 2000, let's go back to like 2011, 2010, and people started to say, hey, have you noticed that people aren't reading your post? And I remember these conversations going on. I was like, nah, really? They wouldn't do that. And they started posting about this on Facebook, and Facebook responded, yeah, we're throttling back. 50% of the people out there are going to actually read your post, and not everybody's going to get it. And we were outraged about that. Today, 5%, 10% at best. If you have 100 people in your friends list, 100, 150, 200, 250 people in your friends list, and half of those are your family, and you post out a graduation or whatever with your, half of your family's not going to read it. They're not going to know. And that was the part about Facebook that was cool. You can alert all of your friends and family about something that just happened. Hey, I got a promotion today. Hey, I lost my job. I'm homeless. Can somebody help me? Whatever. But at least you knew that people were going to read it, and they were going to be able to see that. Now, I can tell you, look, I have, my friends list is locked up, right? I've got 5,000 friends. And so you would think that if I did a really cool post like, hey, today I found $100 and I gave it to a homeless guy, and I post a picture of that, I should have 5,000 likes. Wouldn't you think? Right?
You would think.
You would think.
You would think.
And it's not, you can do those kind of tests, and that's really the truth. I'm not going to get 5,000 likes out of something like that.
No, I always get, maybe, on a post that kind of gets out there, maybe 20, 25 likes. And I'm like, come on now. I mean, and it's not about like, oh God, I want everybody to like me, but it's like, can you please let this be seen? That's what we use your site for.
Exactly. Do you think Facebook is too big to fail?
No.
Exactly.
No. And mainly because you brought up the good points, because I was giggling. I'm like, oh yeah, AOL, Yahoo. My mom worked at AT&T, and I watched all of that go. I mean, unfortunately, people get greedy. People get stupid. Corporations just keep seeming to forget the human element. And, where's the ethics? Where's the balance and checks? All of that stuff. And
I'm looking up AOL net worth. AOL net worth sold to Verizon. It would acquire AOL for $4.4 billion. You remember when that went down? That was May 12th, 2015. What do you think AOL's worth today? Right? And remember their market cap when everything was going down, $75 billion, back in the mid-'90s. And look where they are today. So to think that could something go away? How about, hold on, let's do something even more special. Let's do CompuServe. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Net worth. Let's do CompuServe at its peak in the early 1990s. Okay, let's keep going. So again, CompuServe, which was H&R Block owned CompuServe. Isn't that nutty, right? And CompuServe shut down in 2009. CompuServe 2000 followed suit in 2011. CompuServe Dialer continues to operate as a web portal. So there you go. I mean, and how big was CompuServe at one point? But they went away. And I'm here.
And you know what? There's other places that are going to be chomping at the bit for Facebook people. I mean, I'm sure. I can't wait for OnStellar. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I know. I know. And this is, I think OnStellar has got its place for our community. And we need a place to go and be ourselves, uncensored, and get rewarded and everything. We've been ignored. We've been the redheaded stepchild of society for a long time. So I'm comfortable in what OnStellar represents, and that's going to be great. And let's say it's 100 million people, ultimately over a couple of years. But I think that just like the breakup of the way that HBO was done or DirecTV today, and now we have all of these boutique and internet ways of getting your television and your programming now, right? It's all a la carte. Mm-hmm. It could be that way with social media. It really could. Yeah. What if there were, a social media platform for sports fans or for foodies or for entertainment? And what if it started to go that route? Little blockchain, little things that are supported by the communities out there, and then we are not dominated by something like Facebook. Well, we're not dominated by something like Google or YouTube. Right? That there are these little boutique, little platforms all over the place. And that could possibly be interconnected with each other and share information with each other, through the blockchain. If I'm telling you that could be, and if Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Instagram, and others don't get out in front of this and figure out how they're going to play the game with everybody else in the future, they're gonna go away, just like everything else went away, like the CD went away. Record companies had to respond to the internet and the delivery systems, and so do movie companies today, and other entertainment sharing platforms. It's the internet that is driving everything. Well, what is the future of the internet? Right? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's peer-to-peer blockchain. And the way that the blockchain is going to be applied to everything else across the board, taking the power out of these huge corporations and the way that they're run, and have this run on the peer-to-peer level, on the blockchain, on the bottom of things, where you control it, I control it, and we dictate what's going on, what we like and what we don't like, and we don't have to be told. I'm telling you, it could be. It could be.
I can't wait. I'm going to feel a little lost at first. I know during registration I was like, I don't know nothing about blockchains and Bitcoin.
You don't have to.
Any of that stuff,
you don't have. And just to be clear about this, you don't have to know anything about cryptocurrencies or anything. All you're going to do is register on this platform like everybody else, like you did for Facebook or anything else. The system is going to operate the same. You're going to be sharing and liking and unliking. You're going to be blocking on your friends list. You're going to have a friends list. You can upload videos and images and comment and post and all of that. We're going to have all of those tools in there, right? So that's going to be there for you. But when you register, you're going to be given a wallet. You're going to have a wallet there, and that wallet's going to have tokens in it just for registering, because you've now become part of the community. And you're going to be able to take those tokens and go and spend it. You're going to be able to do whatever you want inside of the platform. A whole world to go and explore. And you like somebody's video or somebody's book, and you can just go right there. Give them a couple of tokens, get the book in the mail. How cool is that? The tokens stay inside of the system.
That is cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
And I'm telling you, it's going to be great. And if you don't like somebody, right, or you don't like their comment, or you don't like their research, you have the power to say no. And so the community will dictate what they resonate with and what they don't resonate with. You like somebody's research? Upvote them, reward them for that. Somebody is out there with some crazy talk, and it's worth it to you to downvote it. Mm-hmm. You can do that. And it's going to be a beautiful world. And for those out there that their research is a little off kilter, or maybe this community isn't quite, they'll go back and think about their research and fix it and maybe improve it. And then, the community will support it. It's going to be wonderful. So
it is, and I am glad I'm already registered. So I did take your advice. I already did that, so I'm ready to go whenever it rolls.
Yeah. So. Did you see the trailer?
No.
Yeah, we got a video
No,
up. Yeah, go into Twitter and go to my page, or you can go to my Facebook page too as well for one last time. And the trailers are posted there, and you can watch it, but it also has a lot of information. But, yeah, big things are happening. See, I can't wait to hear your podcast. I've heard some, but you've got a wonderful voice and a great way of communicating. I've just talked to you for 25 minutes and didn't even see the time clip by.
Holy crap. All right, well, thank you. And one last thing.
Sure.
You do have to get an event on the East Coast.
I know. And we will.
And I got to get to ECETI, so I'm gonna have to start planning.
So, there you go, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy Perry Lane. Everybody, one of our contest winners here on Fade to Black, and you're going to be listening to her podcast here very soon. Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you. You have a great night, Jimmy. Thank you.
You too, Amy. Be safe and be well. And this is Fade to Black. It's open lines, and let me line up a couple of things here. So if you are on hold, stay right there. I'll get to you right after the break. But this is some crazy times that we're going through right now. And with what Zuckerberg said today versus the fake news, the fake ads, the data that they've been selling that turned around and was used against us in those fake ads and fake news, man, times are a-changing. And this is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, you're not imagining things. Tonight is Fader Night. Okay, so it's open lines tonight. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Tomorrow night, John Rappaport is going to be here, but Yvonne Smith is going to be here too as well. All right, this is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. This is Jimmy Church, and I'm introducing New Pharma, a company whose products are based on science. Human function based on the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. New Pharma firmly believes in this science, and their research indicates that support of the ECS provides the beneficial effects for a healthy lifestyle. New Pharma's science includes relief capsules for pain relief, sleep capsules, which are natural support for occasional sleeplessness. Foundation is support for your ECS, and Fit capsules support your active lifestyle. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2B for a 33% discount on all of their products. Or visit newpharma.com for all of the knowledge on the science. That's GNUpharma.com. Go Beckley Tappy. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. Tonight's Wednesday night. We're doing Fader Night tonight. Open lines. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'll get to you in just a second. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. And David just posted, Jimmy in Twitter. Did you know Everclear 151 liquor is now illegal in Cali? I did not know that. Illegal. I didn't know. But you know what? See, this is, and then he says, let's see, that's 420 minus 151 is 269. Cali's party index officially gone down to 269. That's funny. But see, the thing is this, is over at the house, we have Texas moonshine. That's right. Sent to us by Deb. Yep. And I have some other moonshine, too, as well. And this stuff, oh, man. It's good. It's good. Yeah, I miss Everclear. I forgot all about Everclear all over the Midwest. But there you go. So, anyway, you got to love Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio. And use hashtag F2B. Somebody just posted, let me back up here. This is from Abraham, and I reposted this, retweeted it for everybody. He says, hi, Jimmy and Rita and the Fadernauts. I'm new on Twitter. Do you think I should post my email address here? I wish to form a meetup group for Fadernauts in Los Angeles. And I want people to be able to get in touch with me. Any suggestions? So I retweeted that. You know, Fadernauts. There's a ton of Fadernauts here in Los Angeles. And I could see a meetup happening. And if you get that together, if you get a little FADERNIGHT group, you never know who might show up at one of those meetups one day. But I think that's really, really cool. There are a lot of meetups of FADERNIGHts around the country, and I think that's really, really cool, and it's a cool thing. So I posted that up for you, Abraham, and you can PM and on Twitter and keep your email out of there if you don't want it public. But FADERNIGHts, it's right there. If you're in Los Angeles, you want to get a meetup going, Abraham just posted that. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Chase from Salem.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
It's Wednesday night, man. It's raining.
I know, crazy.
Yeah, it's raining. It's actually Wednesday, and just we're here in Southern California. It's bizarro world. It's raining outside.
Yeah, rain this last week.
Yeah, it's raining, and it's Wednesday night, FADERNIGHT. So everything's all flip flopped. So I'm in a good mood, man. I'm in a good mood. What's on your mind?
Fair enough. Oh, just this crazy, wacky world that we live in today, man. I listen to the people calling, and it's kind of exciting to hear people questioning all this,
Yeah,
finally
it is.
Up and,
what do you use Facebook?
Facebook years ago became a political outpost.
Yes.
So I use it for what it is.
And what do you think about Zuckerberg selling, data and this data mining that is happening through apps, and then turn around and him getting caught, and then this, being used back against us on Facebook? Pretty weird, isn't it? Were you surprised?
No, not at all, actually. I've been watching kind of the whole deep state rollout for the last, I don't know, I figured out things were weird when I was like 15.
Right.
And I mean, it's 14 years later at this point, so I'm not super surprised at all. Not even the least. Personally, I think that we have certain, how to put this without really offending certain people, you know what I mean? There are certain people in today's society that have grown to a large extent in the public eye and in different fields that I would think that most of our founding fathers would consider domestic terrorists.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's as cool. This is as cool as the Constitution is, and if you really think about it, that's how smart and concerned our founding fathers were, that document can hold up today in the technical world that we live in. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. But would the Constitution be different today if the internet and the way things are today with media would have been in play 250 years ago? Would the wording of it be different? I'm not so sure that it would be, right? But how concerned they would have been about the controlling, the control abilities of Washington over the masses because of the way mass media is today and with the internet, because that Constitution was there for us to separate and make sure that we could control Washington. Right? It's the exact opposite today, but thank goodness the Constitution is there, that we still have a certain amount of rights that do apply today. I think that's fascinating. What an amazing document.
It was incredible when they wrote that document. Most of the United States was very, very well educated, even for colonists for back in the day. I mean, most of the law books that were printed in that age actually were shipped to the U.S. We were studying those books, so we were pretty learned people. I think they saw forward a lot further than people believe.
Yeah, and you're right, and you're right about that. Also, the communication that was going out was limited. In other words, you could be living in a house, in a farmhouse, miles away from your next neighbor, and you are basically isolated. So how do you?
It could take months to hear news.
It could take months to hear the news. And what if you needed the assistance of somebody out there for whatever reason? Could be for food. Maybe it's for a little militia together. How about some policing? How about enforcing laws? It could be anything, right? Anything. Taxes, right? It could be anything.
The whole enforcing law thing, that's kind of where the militia came in. I mean, the people were the militia. We were supposed to be the standing army that we didn't want.
Yes.
Which is now the police force.
Yes, yeah. And the wordage about the military, the wordage about freedom of speech, voting, all of the taxation without representation, all of these things still hold true today. I think it's just an amazing document. But as far as Zuckerberg goes, he got caught. I really feel he can be as nice as he wants to be. He can look as concerned as he wants to be. He can act as innocent as he wants to be. He can play the victim as much as he wants. But the fact is, and this is the truth, if he hadn't gotten caught, he'd still be doing it. And they wouldn't have done anything to fix anything. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. He can. He may be the nice. Hey, have you ever noticed? Nobody mentions this. He only has one T-shirt. Have you noticed that gray?
Yeah, Steve Jobs and it, like a lot of the billionaires do that. They keep their outfits very simplistic.
But does that mean? Oh, I know that T-shirt that he's wearing costs like $500. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, let's not make. I was shopping the other day.
No, I said simplistic, not cheap.
Yeah, simplistic. So does that mean he has 300 of them hung up in his closet? Right, wears a brand new one every.
He's got a good number of them.
Right,
I don't know if it's that high.
Yeah, always the same color.
I definitely believe it.
So the other day, this weekend, right, I'm out with Rita and we're shopping. Goofing around, basically killing time, and we're in this store, and I'm flipping through these T-shirts, and I literally find the Zuckerberg shirt, right, same color gray, and I'm looking, I was like, wow, and I pulled up the price tag. I'm not joking, $210.
Oh wow!
For a T-shirt. I can go buy a pack of 3 at Kmart for $9.99, right? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
who spends $210 on a T-shirt? Seriously.
I got a $300 jacket for Christmas one year. It's for riding my motorcycle in the rain. That's the most expensive piece of clothing I own, and I would never buy something that expensive.
No, but it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. Absolutely. But if you had a $200
T-shirt,
right, and so you're wearing this $200 T-shirt. And you're walking down the street, you walk into the club, you walk into a coffee shop, whatever, with a $200 T-shirt on. Does anybody know? No, they don't.
No, not even a chance.
So do you?
It's probably pretty comfortable.
Do you tell? You know what? It was kind of thin. I thought. It was kind of thin. But anyway, do you tell? Do you tell people? That's
That's a good question. I mean, do you walk around with the label for your bodysuit?
Right. Right. Do you walk up to somebody and go, "Hey, man"? $200. What do you do?
Some people do.
They probably do. Jason, thank you so much for the phone call, my friend. Hey, what's the weather like up there? What's the weather like?
It is stormy. It is definitely raining here too, man.
Yeah, because
I'm sure it's probably all the way up the West Coast.
It is. I was looking at the radar today, and they're calling it whatever. This what are they calling it? They're calling it the something river, right? And what are they calling it? Anyway, and it's going right up the coast, man. And Oregon is getting pummeled.
I got one for you though.
What's that?
So we back in I want to say the early 2000s, the History Channel came out with the documentaries on the weather weapons, right?
Yes.
So if we're able to control the weather, why are you guys having a drought?
Because, man, that's such... Come on, Jason, That's the easiest question to answer ever. It is.
Think so. What about the hurricanes?
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The reason why to control the weather and cause a drought in Southern California or in the high desert, right? In the in the farmlands up in Modesto and all of that, to control the prices of food across the country.
Absolutely.
And
there's other reasons too, but that's definitely one of them.
That's one of them. And then what do? You turn around and you're going to charge for more water to the farmers. And then what do? Then you sell
Coca-Cola and Nestle.
Hold on. You ready? You sell drought-resistant seeds. Oh.
And they are. And they don't work.
Right. Think about it. There's a reason, man. That was too easy, Jason. Behave and be well, my friend.
All right, man. You take care.
Thank you, man. Great phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Gandalf here in the Pacific Northwest.
Gandalf? I don't think this is Gandalf. How you doing?
No, this is A.K. Phil.
Hey, Phil. How are you, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, well, I I would like you to take a couple deep breaths, Jimmy, because you're kind of overheated here, man. But I am on Facebook. I took one of those damn surveys. But, I'm not all that excited about it because I got all angry about MK Ultra and all that shit. And Mockingbird, the CIA's been doing this crap to us for, what, 40, 50 years?
I expect that, Phil, I expect that from the CIA. I don't expect it from my social media platform.
Well, here's the thing, man, is that, all this came out in Congress, and all the CIA said we'd stop doing it. Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't stop doing it. They just farmed it out to Facebook and Google and, all these other people, man. It's just, it's the game. And I don't like that they use my, I wonder about all those Hillary things that I had posted on my page, my news feed, but hey, it's done. It's done. What we got to do is get blockchain voting, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. That would be the perfect solution, and I think.
And here's another suggestion. We eliminate Congress for just the minor issues, and any big issues they have to put back to us, and we vote on it.
Why not? Right?
Yeah, because they obviously aren't going to vote for us. We need to vote for us.
Well, and I think that's exactly my point, Phil. And no matter what. And I'll speak about Washington, but to all big companies out there, they need to always remember that we have the power. The power rests with us. And if we decide that we don't want to do something, if we decide that we don't like something, if we decide, you know what?
Exactly.
Those changes will be made. And that's really, really the truth. And I think that Facebook... this is a really, really great example of how quickly the tide can turn. I think that they weathered the storm with the fake news. They weathered the storm with the fake ads. They barely made it through that. But this little thing right here.
And that kid was right about the false flags, man. They do that too. I mean, and I'm not saying that staged comment was kind of, below the belt, but because it's real, it's really happened. They don't give a shit about killing people.
Yeah, you got to watch the language. You got to watch the language.
Well, I'm sorry, man, but they don't. They don't care about us.
Right.
That's the thing that I've gotten, that they don't give a bloody blue blazes about us.
Right. If you go back, and I talked about this maybe 4 years ago, but if you go back throughout history, we look at Parkland and we talk about Columbine or the Denver Theater, these different the nightclub in Orlando. We can go on and on with these different
Las Vegas,
Las Vegas, San Bernardino, the Christmas party last year. So those, those are ingrained in us, and I get that. But I pointed out there was going back to San Ysidro. And I'm going to say it was around 1980 here in California, down near San Diego, the McDonald's shooting down there, and how that happened. And that guy loaded up, literally said bye to his family, whatever, drove up the street there, looked at a few different places. Everybody saw him do this. And then pulls into a McDonald's, goes in and kills a ginormous amount of people. And so now we go back and we look at this. Whoa, man, was this MK Ultra? Was this a stage shooting? Was this crisis actors? Was this a false flag? You know what? It was somebody that had an issue that shot up a McDonald's. And sometimes, we've got to stop and just get control of ourselves here to what the real issues are. There was no crying about gun control. There wasn't anything out there. Today, with the internet and the ability to scream about things that may or may not be true, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is,
it's on Facebook, man. I'm telling you, they've been pumping on that issue. So I see what the kid was talking about, kind of. And I'm not going to go there. I mean, I want you to calm down, right? I want us all to calm down on this.
Yeah.
Because, I just, and my point is that they've been doing it, and we shouldn't be surprised by it that much. That it's gone into the public. And Richard Dolan had talked about false flags, but this is another level. This is subliminal messaging, NLP, neurolistical programming.
Yep.
They are doing it to us. I mean, these corporations are trying to control us, right? The government's trying to control us. Everybody's trying to control us. You're right. We have the power. We turn our attention somewhere else, and they're done. I mean, what can they do?
Yeah, we need to
agree with you on that.
Yeah. All we have to do, and if you really think about this, it's really the easiest way to do it. Keep your eyes and ears open. That's all. Just don't fall for the first thing that somebody says.
Yeah,
number one.
Get attached to it.
Don't get attached. Don't get attached to the government, and don't get attached to somebody that's crying conspiracy theory. Look, and we have forgotten about. Hold on.
I mean, I'm a little hesitant on that word, conspiracy theory, because this is a term that, guess who did it? The CIA, when we started talking about the JFK thing. So, yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that word.
Yeah, and we need to visit something that happened a few years ago, and it happened on this show. And that is Malaysia Flight 370, still hasn't been found. And also Malaysia Flight 17 that was shot down over the Ukraine border. And both of those events to happen for the same airline, I think, is absolutely bizarro. When they have 15 planes in the fleet, right? And 2 of them are shot down in a month.
Yeah, it almost sounds like extortion, doesn't it?
And so, and then I go back and I think about Operation Northwoods. And Operation Northwoods, we can talk about Mockingbird, we can talk about MK Ultra. Everybody kind of loses sight of Operation Northwoods, which was real, that was talked about in the Oval Office, which was talked about by all of the inner circle of the cabinet and the military leaders.
This is a Kennedy.
Yes, and was approved.
And Kennedy's nixed it. Another reason why they might have killed him.
But it was approved. And Operation Northwoods, which was implemented and stayed in play, and still is in play today, obviously. But Operation Northwoods stated what we need to do is we're going to shoot down one of our planes over Florida and say that the Cubans did it, and then we have a reason to invade Cuba. And a civilian airliner. And so they actually thought that was a great idea.
No.
and so when,
this is our government of the people, right?
Right. And so let's look at 370. Let's look at Flight 17 that was shot down over the Ukraine, and think about Operation Northwoods for a second. Operations Northwoods, and I'm not saying that either 370 or 17 were the United States involved. I'm saying that the idea for that was put out there, right? And so would another country do you know how many airlines have been shot down? Think about the KLH that was shot down over off the coast of Russia, right? Shot down. Yeah. You know, a spy plane. So a civilian airliner that was spying on behalf of the U.S., shot down by Russia. We don't have issues with doing this. This is something that there are players out there that are okay in doing. And that's disturbing. They're like, yeah, that sounds good to me. So there you go. Hey, Phil.
No, I mean, it's not good, but I mean, I know that they're doing it.
Yeah. Phil.
I mean, this is the thing. If I were that I do my magic on is to try to get back at those people, but it doesn't seem to work. I mean, I don't see that they're stopping doing what they're doing, man.
Phil, thank you for the phone call, my friend.
You bet, man. I just thought I'd remember, breathe, man.
I'm cool. I am so cool. Thank you, Phil.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel. How are you?
Very good. How you doing, Jimmy?
It's good to hear your voice, man.
You too, man.
Gabriel, silence is killer on radio.
I know. I just had a thought, and then all of a sudden I lost it. But I'm just thinking about the idea that, you know, Facebook has been around for a really long time, and thinking of all the information that's on there, I mean, it's pretty staggering. And the idea of that whole, the whole scroll bar, you know, like when you look at it on a computer screen, it's got a lot going on either side, you know. So you're constantly being drawn to different ads and different images and, you know, different directions. And I totally feel like that's just what happens, because when I started using it, it's so strange how you couldn't help but pull out your phone out of your pocket and to look at that screen and just scroll through, and it's just like there's really nothing information-wise most times, you know, when it's just your friend circle, unless you're, you know, like FADERNIGHT. I don't want to brag about the Faders, but we usually have pretty, you know, smart stuff in our scrolls, so it's interesting for us, and it's informational. But for the normal person, you know, it's always just memes and silly, you know, interesting quotes and just stuff that's kind of fluff, and I think it directs people's thinking in a general way and brings emotions out of them that they might not necessarily have just because of the content that they're seeing. And, you know, it's like people, like I work with people who can't stop pulling their phone out of their pocket and checking Facebook, and I'm like, what is so important that you have to look? And they're like, I don't know. I just want to see. And it's just like, what is there? And I think it's not, to me, I mean, I want to go off the deep end sometimes just for the sake of the conversation and say, maybe it's generally, I mean, in a weird way, like sucking the information out of your brain through the screen. And because you're so entranced in it, you literally go into this daze-like trance into the screen, and just like an infrared flashlight that sends information from one computer to another, maybe they have found a way to get the screen to literally, you know, take information from our brains. And I mean, I know that sounds a little out of the box, but I mean, come on, after a while, you have to entertain the idea of how complex has this information become, and how advanced are the phones we have actually in our hands. You know, what are those actually capable of? I mean, if they can read your thumbprint for security purposes, then what can they do with when your eyes are staring at it so intently and they have a camera facing right at you too? So, I mean...
Well, thank you for ruining my night. Well done, Gabriel. Well done. No, look, with that thing so close to your ear, and, for most people, I've got to hit a break here, Gabriel. Thank you for the phone call. Yeah, but for most people, they're checking it every 5 minutes. And my response is the world hasn't changed for you in the last 5 minutes. What could have possibly changed every 5 minutes, every hour of the day? Right?
Yeah, true.
We should have a one-check limit. Check limit. Gabriel, thank you so much, care, man. Jimmy. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of your phone calls are next. Yes, tonight is Fader Night. We had to move stuff around. So tonight is Fader Night. Tomorrow night is Yvonne Smith. But tomorrow night, we're going to have John Rappaport here with his No More Fake Newsroom live. I'll be right back. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with us.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy Jimmy Church on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
So you went to dinner last night, you had your favorite pasta. Ugh. Or maybe you had a heavy, spicy meal and it left you. Ugh. GetTheTea.com. Maybe you mowed down a huge steak and your plumbing is all plugged. Ugh. GetTheTea.com. Our super strength tea will take care of your occasional. Ugh. It's all organic and non-GMO. Get rid of ugh. We have so many great supplements, but our super tea is number one. GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm here with Jimmy Church. Yeah, tonight's Fader night. Great phone calls tonight. Love it. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'll get to you. 323-825-5045 or 323-275-9695. Talking about Zuckerberg tonight and these revelations about what they have been doing to all of you, all of us. It's disgusting. But there's something else happened today on our YouTube channel. There's some kind of weird bug. We have a management company that runs our YouTube channel, and so I spoke to them, and they went and looked. We've got this weird issue in that comments aren't being posted, right? So, for instance, like Emery Smith. So when you go, you can go to certain videos, and once in a while you'll see comments have been turned off for this channel. Or for this video, right? Okay, you see that from time to time. Whatever, who cares? But for us, like Emery Smith the other night, there is, I don't know, okay, there's 12,000 views on this video. There's 115 comments, 318 likes, right? 34, who wouldn't have liked that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. 34 down votes on that. But 115 comments. There's only 20 comments posted. There's 100 that are missing, right? 95. And it's going through on all of our stuff. No comments are coming in on our channel. It's really weird. Now, is this something to do with YouTube? Have they shut off our comments, or are they monitoring our comments, or whatever? I don't know. But it's very, very strange. And so I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning and see if this doesn't get resolved. Then our management company is going to contact YouTube directly and see if there's some kind of weird bug going on. But there again, see, that is censoring, man. Now, it could be an honest bug, right? Me, I just jump on that conspiracy thing way too quick. But here it is, and it's going on. You can go to our Facebook or our Fade to Black YouTube channel and see it for yourself. You can literally go and like click on this video for Emery Smith. You can see that there it says 115 comments, and then there's only 20 posted. It's weird, and they're not being blocked. There's nothing, it's they're turned on. I have no idea. It's really weird. All right, enough of that. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, you there?
Yes.
This is Scott. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Scott. How are you? Are you surviving?
I'm doing.
You surviving the rain? The rain.
I am. Just give me 5 minutes alone with Mr. Zuckerberg in an empty room.
Yeah, I know, right? He's asked for it. What the hell's happening to our world? Isn't it time that we understand that the people control the world, not them? Well, there's that. And again, Scott, I want everybody to be aware. Let's think about what they did. They gave away the data. They sold it. They allowed apps to access it. That those apps turn around and use those psychological profiles and turned around and were used against us. And it's just that is double dipping to I don't know what kind of degree. And so any backlash, if they go belly up, and if this is what I'm really going to enjoy happening if it does, which is this. If they are so big, they have so many employees, so much infrastructure to support, and if they don't have the revenue to turn around and pay for this because the shareholders and the stock prices have dropped, the advertisers run, the end users that are supporting the platform start shutting off their accounts, very, very quickly things can go in the other direction. And I'm telling you, it can happen fast. Look what happened to Toys R Us. Gone, right? So there you go.
Yeah, it's very exciting because I never really liked Facebook and Zuckerberg, although I did connect with a lot of past friends. But I think we can do this with another thing, like maybe on Stellar. And guess what? You got freedom, privacy. I'm enjoying it completely, and it's just really sad. But I'm really upset what had happened. That's for sure.
Necessity is the mother of invention. And so here you go on Stellar with everything that was going on over the last couple of years with fake news and everything else that was happening in social media. This was all going down. The recent activity with YouTube and the way that they were, removing channels and videos. Not only that, but the way that YouTube screwed up with the kids' videos and the kids' videos channels with adult content in it. Yeah. All of this went down. And Twitter and shadow banning there. And the things that were playing out. Well, you know what? That's why On Stellar is here. And the timing,
very excited.
Timing couldn't be better, So we're going to get this launched as quick as we can. Trust me on this. We we fully realize what's going on out there, and it's needed, and it's needed now, and it's done. By the way, the platform's done. We just got to get through a couple of weeks here, and then we'll start the testing and the beta phase, and then we launch. Man, it's right around the corner. Did you sign up? Are you registered?
Cool. Yeah, I am. I'm there. I'm ready to go. I need to ask you a couple more questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
The other night, did I understand that Emery said that UFO crafts cannot be flown by humans unless they have the correct alien lineage DNA?
Yes, he said that.
I mean, are we saying that the UFO craft, it has to be the same pilot in each craft, or is it they have to have like the same lineage DNA where each individual alien can sit in the craft, or is it just each individual?
No, I think what he was saying there is that you have to be that species. You have to have that type of DNA. Like you have human DNA in you, right? So let's say that you had a firearm, a gun that could only be fired by human DNA, right? When you touch it, the sweat on your skin or whatever, right? And it detects that. So a monkey couldn't shoot the gun. Right? Makes sense?
Does that really exist, Jimmy? That is crazy.
But it does explain, and I've often wondered about that. When he said after he said that, because I quizzed him on this, when he said that anybody out there that says that we're flying those craft, we are not. We cannot. And I'm buying into that. Now, what would happen, though? See, what would happen if you were an alien hybrid? Right?
Yeah.
Now we're into another zone here that I kind of like. So we would have alien hybrid Marines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, jumping on the craft, and then somebody would get busted, right? Somebody would say, "Yeah, man, I'm alien hybrid. Okay, cool." And then he jumps on the craft, and it doesn't fire up, and he gets busted. You said you were alien hybrid, dude.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
also, Jimmy, I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
My wife absolutely adores your wife, Rita, and says you're a lucky man, and she can tell you guys are both in love, and so cheers to both of you.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And it goes right back at you, man. It goes right back at you. So, we said the same things about you and the both of you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott. Be safe out there. It's really raining. And we've got mudslides, and you know how it is in Southern California when it starts raining. People forget how to drive. So just be safe out there.
Well, Jimmy, you know how I work here? I got about 4 more hours to go, and then I'm home.
4 more hours. I'll talk to you, man.
Take care of yourself, sir. You take care.
I'll talk to you, Scott. Thank you so much. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. 3, 2, 1. Man, I hate to do that. I just really hate. And it's acting funky. Oh, I see what's going on. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Hi. Well, I share a lot of what you're saying tonight. This whole Facebook thing, at the end of the day, I'm dropping my Facebook account tomorrow. We have on Stellar, we don't need Facebook. If everyone listening tonight drops Facebook, we have the power.
I know. They would feel it. And it wouldn't just be our community either, Deb. It would, I think there's a lot of people outside of our community that are completely offended. And you're going to feel it. I'm telling you, you want to affect a company, affect their pocketbook. That's how you do it.
Absolutely. That's right. We're the consumers. We're the ones. We made them, and we can undo them.
You know, I'm sure that there isn't a day of Zuckerberg's life that doesn't go by where he goes, man, I got a lot of free money. Free money. Free, billions of dollars. Just like an out-of-control Vegas slot machine, just spitting out money all day long. He can't spend it. You know, there's no way. What are you going to do? Buy countries? You know, what do you do next when you have Zuckerberg money? You know, he only buys one T-shirt, so we know that. He's not shopping for clothes. You know, so there you go. And karma has a way of equalizing the universe. And I'm serious about that. You know,
absolutely.
He got it really easily. Well, it can be taken away really easily too. He should have been smarter. Karma's a bitch. So what's on your mind, Deb? Real quick.
Oh, well, just what you guys were talking about. And you know, and YouTube is really still, we talked a while back about censoring and taking down channels, and there's still other channels that have been taken down totally. And one of the channels I mentioned before was David Siemens, and so as an alternate, he was broadcasting from Facebook, and now he's done with that. And so his whole community of 160,000 followers is completely gone because of this. Yeah. And YouTube will keep censoring too, and Google. And there's just got to be better alternatives, because if they're going to it's the alternative community that they keep censoring, because they don't want the truth to get out in our, about so many things, and so they're just censoring the crap out of us. Mm-hmm. They're terrified, this cabal. Mm-hmm. They don't want us discovering things, and so they're systematically just shutting down one thing after another, these truth communities. And it's so blatant, we've got to find an alternate, and you've been great doing the On Stellar thing. I'm signing up, I just bought a new laptop, and when I get it up and running, I'm doing my On Stellar thing, and I'm going to find an alternate for YouTube and all these other things, too. It's a big internet.
Yeah.
And we need to share it on Stellar and keep each other informed as to where we can go, where are these platforms.
Man, On Stellar is just so exciting. Oh, man. You guys are going to be blown away. You're just going to be blown away. It's it's done. I wish there was a way we could speed things up, but rest assured that the platform itself is written and it looks gorgeous. We just have to go through a couple of things, and then we're going to do. I'm telling you, we're weeks away from testing. And so a lot of you that have pre-registered and gotten your screen names, you're going to be contacted and invited in to check out the platform and go through some beta testing for about a month, and we'll fix some bugs like everybody has to do. And then, bam, it's launched. And it's going to be a big deal. And you are going to, this is what I love, for all of you Fadernauts out there, you are going to see this in the media. You're going to see it talked about. You're going to see the advertising. You're going to see everything that is behind this. And I told everybody last week when we started talking about this and about the launch that you will remember this day. And then what happened? Facebook screwed up. So there you go. I mean, you will remember, you're going to go, man, church talked about this. On Stellar is here. perfect timing. Facebook screwed up, so did YouTube, and so did Twitter, and everything. Now we've got On Stellar. This is here for us, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the next great thing. I'm telling you right now.
I believe you.
And it's got a great name,
smart,
too.
Jimmy.
It's got a great name, doesn't it? On Stellar.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Deb.
I'm going to let you go so you can take another call. So have a good night, Jimmy.
We'll see you tomorrow night right here.
Absolutely. Good night.
Right on, Deb. Great phone call. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Chase again. I heard these last two callers, and I had to call in about one thing.
Okay, real quick. What's up?
I promise it'll be quick. So, if the research is correct on the contract nature of our government, we still have retained the laws of the republic. And if you know how to use them in a courtroom, you can utilize them. But the reason I bring that up is because back in the day, when our republic was founded, companies and corporations and businesses had to have a public good to them or they couldn't exist.
Right.
There might still be a way to enforce those laws.
Well, yes, but the only way that could happen, the only possibility is you got to get rid of the lobbying in Washington. You got to take the lobby dollars out. Because as long as those lobbyists are there to influence the Senate and Congress and what's going on and the elections and campaigns, until that gets removed, then you really can't implement that part of it. Because there's somebody out there to influence those decisions and those laws. And you know what?
There actually is supposed to be a way around that.
Well, I don't talk politics on this show, but but I'll say this: term limits. Got to get rid of term limits, man. I mean, we have to have term limits. I should say.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
it. One and done. One and done.
Right.
One and done. Thank you so much, Jason. Behave and be well, my friend.
Okay, man.
You too. I hung up on him really quick. I don't want to sound that rude, but hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Oh, this is Dave in South L.A.
Hey, Dave in South L.A. How are you?
All right. Glad we can make it here tonight. Because with all the discussion on surveillance and everything, while you're doing that, down in my neighborhood, we got helicopters literally hovering over my roof for like 30 minutes. So I was like, you can't take me alive, copper. You know. It kind of added to the effect.
Yeah, I know. And most of the country, they could see this in movies and stuff, but you don't really understand. Los Angeles.
It's on top of your roof?
Yeah, man. Los Angeles helicopters are a way of life. Do you know, David, how many helicopters are in the LAPD fleet? Do you have any idea?
I don't know the exact number. I couldn't tell you, but they've got to have a good sized fleet, most definitely.
And the sheriffs.
Any kind of emergency.
And the sheriffs. I mean, how many are in? Okay. I'm looking now. LAPD Air Support Division. Okay. All right. Let's take a guess. How many do you think are in the fleet? I've got it right here. I'm looking at it right now. How many do you think are in the fleet?
At least 200.
I would think that number too. The current numbers for the LAPD. It says here, this is according to Wikipedia, 19 with 88 pilots.
Oh,
yeah. So that means, well, now let's think about this. How many square miles is Los Angeles? It's not very big. Most people think it's bigger than it is. Now, and we're just talking about the LAPD here. We're not talking about Linwood. We're not talking about Pasadena, how many, or Glendale and the Valley and the Sheriff's Department. So if they have 19 helicopters, that's probably one helicopter per square mile. Right? That's a pretty scary number. How many do you think are up in the air at any given time? I'm going to say half. So that's there. Yeah. Now let's go with, man, this is a really great phone call. I'm almost out of time. So let me do this. L.A. County Sheriff, how do you spell that? Sheriff helicopters. Okay. Air Ops for L.A. County. 22222. Oh, man. They've got a buttload. Okay, so they've got much more. And they also have, they've got Sea Kings. Wow, I didn't know they've got Super Pumas. They've got Sikorsky.
In your neck of the woods, it's like, oh, look at the lights, look at the helicopter. But down here, it's like, I've got to be prepared to see, they could be coming through my door.
Right.
I mean, even if it's like a quote-unquote mistake,
Yeah, you guys have to be ready. Yeah, I know. And that's actually a really, really great point if you think about it. There are parts of L.A. when you hear the helicopters that you react. You react, man. You react. You run for cover. I mean, there are parts of L.A. that are just like that. That is really funny.
Definitely.
I can't get numbers for the L.A. Sheriff's Department quick enough here. There's no.
Somebody will.
Well, now here it is. Let me see here. Hold on. Man, see, Wikipedia is too big. Yeah, I can't get to it fast enough.
Yeah,
all right.
But while everybody's worried about their privacy getting hacked, I'm thinking, what do you? I'm dealing with some Brazil type stuff.
Have you? No, exactly, Brazil. Have you registered for OnStellar?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Can't wait to get there.
I know.
I have a couple of questions, but I'll email those to you.
You got it, Dave. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow night. We got John Rappaport tomorrow night and Yvonne Smith. It's going to be a great night tomorrow night.
All right. Stay safe out there.
You too, man. Hey, how's the rain on the other side of the hill?
No, we're fine. It stopped raining a long time ago. I didn't know what you're talking about.
Stop it. All right, Dave. Behave and be well. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Helicopters ring,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to you, Dave. And he's right about that. Here in Los Angeles, it's really, really weird because we're separated by these mountain ranges, right? So what goes on over here, and this is no joke. So we're in Burbank, 105 degrees. You drive like 4 miles over the mountain or around it, around Dodger Stadium, and you get into Hollywood, 80, 75. You can still have sweat on your forehead from Glendale and Burbank, right? Sweating, your shirt is dripping wet, and you pull into, Hollywood, Koreatown, downtown LA. It's right here. You can see it, right? You can see it. And you're like, man. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's hot. What are you talking about? It's 75. It's beautiful. And you just drove a couple of miles. It could be raining here, and it's dry as a bone right over the mountains. It's really, really weird. We got the strangest weather here anywhere, and I've never really gotten quite used to it. All right, that wraps another Fader Night here on Fade to Black, and I do want to remind everybody, you're not hearing things. Tonight was Fader Night. Tomorrow night is John Rappaport, his No More Fake Newsroom Live, followed by Yvonne Smith. So we've got an amazing show tomorrow night to wrap up the week. Friday night, I'm over at Coast. Saturday night, I'm over at Coast. But until then, and until tomorrow night, Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camurian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster, Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldridge. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Until then, be safe. Go Beckley Tepe.